answer some of your business questions. Let's get our board of directors in here to help. Heather Thomson is the creator of the shapewear line Yummie by Heather Thomson, and she is also one of the Real Housewives of New York City, which you can see on Bravo. And Maria Seidman is the CEO and co-founder of Yap, a company that makes it easy for anyone to create their own mobile app. Great to see both of you guys.
Thanks.
And it's more than just shapewear now, too, right? Is growing.
Absolutely. We are expanding beyond shapewear.
All right. Well, so great to see both of you guys. Let's get right into the first question. It is from a business owner who wants to hire top-notch candidates.
We have a very attractive company to work for, offering a full-time W-2 position working from home. So my question is, we're getting 8,000 or 9,000 resumes a year. How do we go through those resumes and make sure we have the best qualified people?
8,000 or 9,000 resumes. That's a lot to go through. How do you narrow it down so you're spending time only on the good ones?
I think it's a great question. One key thing I heard him say is work from home. So one factor I would definitely look for is are these candidates self-starters? I'd give them a task. That's what we do at Yap. Are you looking for a marketing person? Have them write a blog. Are you looking for an engineer? Have them decode some bug for you or some code. That way you can see who's really passionate about getting this job rather than just easily hitting the submit button with their resume.
Yeah, so how do you do that quickly so it's cold down, but so you don't even get those 9,000? You know, most of them just go into a different pile.
100%. I think that's great advice, and I love that advice. And one step you could take prior to that is a big questionnaire, like 25, 27, 32 questions.
Wow.
With, you know, so that really takes them time to thoroughly answer the questions. You can weed out those that are not, you know, that are interested in the job and not just hitting send on their resume, that are really the right applicants for you.
Isn't it amazing when you put a job out how many resumes and letters you get back that don't even mention your company?
Absolutely.
Or sometimes I've seen they mention the wrong company. That's a real no-no to send a form letter, not know what you do.
Just job
Search and replace.
and not searching for the right position.
Okay, let's move on to the next question. It is about maintaining brand identity as you acquire other companies.
We manufacture heavy-duty shipping cases for all applications. Over the years, we've acquired many companies. The brands are Calzone, Anvil, and Ascot. The question is, how do we support each of these brands so that they have been maintain their own brand identity under common ownership?
That is a great question. How do these people remain independent, own cultures, own brands, but still be a part of your big team?
Personality of the brand, the imaging, the voice of the brand can be made very separate under the same umbrella brand, where you can then use that umbrella brand for efficiency, warehousing, shipping, computer systems, things like that. Companies like PepsiCo, they own 22 brands. You would never know. Brands like Gatorade, brands like Frito-Lay, brands like Tropicana is owned by PepsiCo. They keep the brands separate, but then they use the umbrella for efficiency.
So do you think of them almost like different companies, culture-wise at least?
I would say no. I think it's really important to have one unified culture with one set of goals and one team really working together. How you face the market, what your target market is, how you acquire customers, what your branding is, that can all be separate, and you can invest in that separately. But having one great culture, I think, is really important.
Especially, I guess, if you're going to be using all these economies of scale, right? Using the same warehouse, et cetera, so you are interacting with each other all the time.
Same human resources is a good note to keep, you know, the culture exactly what it should be.
But knowing who to hire for each particular brand based on their personality.
Right. And where are the synergies, right? You probably made these acquisitions because there were certain interesting synergies you know, between the brands. You know, what are those, and how do you really capitalize on them while keeping the marketing focus verticalized?
All right. Next question. This is about how to curb your staff's spending habits.
What is the best way to explain to your teammates that by raising millions of dollars in funding, it doesn't mean that you can go and spend money left and right?
I love this question because it reminds me, in 1998, right, I worked in the dot-com boom. All of our companies raised millions of dollars, and we wasted it. All of us wasted a lot of money. And so how do you keep that ethos of a startup even when you have this money behind you?
I think this comes down to one thing, which is treat your employees like owners. Because I think Heather would know, as an owner, you know that the golden rule is a dollar spent today is the most expensive dollar rather than a dollar spent tomorrow, where you've grown and increased the value of your company. So if employees really understand that and are owners and made to feel like owners, they will start having behaviors that are really good for your company and capital preservation.
100%. You create a budget and you empower your employees to then stick to that budget. You know, yes, they say you have to spend money to make money, but you also have to spend your money wisely to make money. And now you're accountable. You know, you don't just get, you know, money doesn't come for free.
Right.
You know, investing comes at a cost. And now you're accountable for your spending and you're accountable for your dollars. It doesn't mean you can turn every light, you know, leave every light on now that you've got an investor. You're now accountable. So, and it really has to come from the top down. In some of these smaller startups, there's a small team, and that team has to create the budgets, and then they have to empower their employees to stick to them.
You know, someone else gave me a tip, too, one time when they said, once you get that money and you're launching something new or have a new ad campaign, take your team aside and say, okay, let's just take 5 minutes and think, how would we do this if we didn't have a big budget?
Right.
Right.
And you might come up with some great ideas,
Right.
more creative ideas.
Yeah.
Right. Or another example is when you're buying, let's say, hardware, new computers, instead of saying to people, you know, buy whatever computer you want, you have a budget. You say, we're going to give you this much money to buy whatever equipment you want, and you get to keep the rest. It puts people into the mindset of, how can I really be efficient with capital?
Right. All right. Well, both of you guys, thank you. It's so great to pick your brains because both of you have been so successful in starting and running your own companies.
Thanks,
so
JJ.
appreciate your advice.
Happy to be here.